Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Kylie Cosmetics Take Me on Vacation eyeshadow palette. Now I have filmed this video once and it was a legit first impressions because I had not tried it on my eyes yet, but the footage did not work out, so here I am filming it again. So I already know a little bit about this palette, but I'm just going to go through it and give you my thoughts as I go. So it comes in this packaging right here, which I love. I think the packaging is so cute. It's kind of like a nude camo. It has the soft kind of velvety feel, kind of like the NARS packaging. And then when you open it up, you see the palette that's inside, which kind of has that same velvety feel. And it came with this note from Kylie that says, "It's summer. I hope you love your new vacation essentials, have fun, and be safe." So there's that cute little note in there. And when you open up the palette, the first thing that I noticed was this big mirror up here. And this mirror is so nice. This is a really great quality mirror. It's like crystal clear. It's really good. And then you can see these beautiful shades right here. I think these shades are so gorgeous. The shade selection is really why I wanted this palette. I thought that the colors were so unique and I just thought there was a great shade selection in here. The one thing that I don't like about this palette, like first offhand, is that the names aren't underneath the shadows. I don't really like that. You can find them on the back here. I just prefer them to be under the shadows because I feel like it makes life a little easier. So you get a dual-ended brush in this palette. One side of the brush is kind of like a fluffy shader type brush. It's dirty because I already used it. And then the other side is the kind of crease brush. Now, I do like this side. This side's not my favorite just because it is kind of more densely packed and it kind of makes it scratch my eye a little bit. Excuse my red face. It's so hot. It is so hot in here. My AC is like not working, so I'm a little naturally glowy right now. I'm sorry, but it's just so hot. So, I'm just going to talk about this palette. I'm going to do a look with it. I'm going to go and I'm going to put on my base off camera. So I'm going to do a little bit of foundation. I'm going to go ahead and put my concealer on just because that's not what this video is about. This video is about this palette right here. But if you do want to see the products that I'm putting on my face, then I will put all the products that I use in the description bar below. So you can just check that out if you're interested. But yeah, if you want to see what I think about this Kylie Cosmetics palette, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so I'm back. My foundation is on, my concealer is on, and I went ahead and primed my eyes using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is what I use to prime my eyes about 90% of the time now. I put a primer on because I would use a primer if I was putting on any kind of eyeshadow, so it seems only fair to use primer with this eyeshadow palette as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit just so you can see what's happening on my eyes a little better. So the color that I'm really drawn to when I open up the palette is this lavender shade right here. It's very lilac-y and I just love the way it looks. It really jumped out at me. I think it's really unique. Instead of having like a nude kind of beigey shade, there's a lavender purple in there. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to put it like right in my crease and over my entire lid. Just really kind of want this to be my base color. Now I discovered earlier that this shade kind of seems to go on better with your finger. So once I finished the look, I kind of just popped this back on with my finger because I don't really love the way that it applies with the brush. At least I don't really love the way it applies with this brush. I feel like it kind of makes it look a little chalky and blotchy. But the color itself is stunning, especially when you dip it on with your finger. I feel like it looks a little better than it did earlier, but I'm just not in love with the way that this applies with a brush. So yeah, there's that lavender shade. Like I said, I'm just not in love with this, with how this applies with a brush, and I know it looks kind of sloppy now, but it all comes together. I'm gonna flip to the other end of this brush, the more fluffy side, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. By the way, that purple shade was called First Class. Then I'm gonna jump into this peachy shade right here, which is called Aloha. I'm just gonna dab into that a little bit, and I'm just gonna put this all in my crease area. Now when I was using this earlier, I loved the way that this blended out, and I still do, it's still blending out. I just feel like you don't have to put any effort into blending this out, like at all. And it looks so gorgeous with this purple shade. Now there is a bit of kick up to these shadows, so if you don't like shadows that have a lot of pickup, then these may not be for you. I don't mind it too much as long as they blend well and have good pigment, I'm okay. Yeah, I like this side of the brush much better. I just feel like it's less scratchy because it's less densely packed. Now I'm going to go back to this shade right here, this more pinky shade, which is called Starfish. And I'm just going to dip into there, and I'm going to put that more directly in my crease. So we're not bringing this color as high up. And again, we're just going to focus this more on the outside and just continue to bring that in, the less that we have on the brush. And I'm just using windshield wiper motions for this. I just love the way that these colors look together. I think they're so pretty. Now I'm going to jump to this yellowy shade right here. I love shades like this. I just feel like they're perfect to warm up any look. And I'm just going to take that on the edge of this side of the brush. Just going to take it right on the edge, tap off the excess, and I'm going to take this right at the top, right above where we put that first shade. Just trying to use as many of these colors as we can, that way we can get a really good sense of the palette. Then I'm just going to take the fluffy side of this brush and just blend that out a little bit. Then I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is the shade On the Rocks. So I'm going to take that color right there, and I'm just going to pack that on one side of that brush. And I'm just going to pack this on the outer V of my eye. Like, it blends itself, look, like it blends itself. One of my biggest frustrations is when I accidentally put too much eyeshadow on and it takes 30 minutes to blend out, and I just feel like you wouldn't really have that problem with these. They're so blendable. I just feel like the color selection in this palette is on point. These colors look so good together. Just gonna take a smaller, more precise kind of blending brush. It's the same color, I promise. It's the same color. It's the same brush I used earlier. But then I'm gonna go into this dark, like purpley metallic color down here. This is the shade Luxury, and I'm just gonna dip into there, and I'm gonna put this right on the outer V. So we're not going past that shadow that we just used. I'm just using this to deepen it up a little bit more. Now you can see I'm not really getting any fallout from these shadows. There's like a little bit of something happening down there, but very minimal, which is great. Just gonna go back into that lavender shade, and I'm just gonna put it from the inside of my eye till about the middle to outer third. And like I said, like that looks so much better. That looks so much better than how it applied with that brush. That's so pretty. So pretty. I'm just gonna go back in with that brush that we just used just to blend those two colors together. And then the last shade that I'm going to be using is this shade right here. This is the shade Summer 17, and I'm just going to use that to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, and this color is beautiful. It's going to take just the smallest amount just to highlight my brow bone with this. Excuse my long eyebrows. They're a little out of control. For the lower lash line, I'm just going to keep that same pencil brush, and I'm just going to dip back into this shade right here, which was On the Rocks. Just gonna take that right on the edge and put that really close to my lower lash line, just to bring a little bit of smokiness down there. Okay guys, so this is the finished eye look that I came up with. I'm just going to go off camera and finish my makeup, and then I will come back and tell you my final thoughts about this palette. Okay guys, so my makeup is on and I'm back to share my final thoughts with you about this palette right here. Overall, I really love this palette. I think the shade selection is gorgeous. And even though this is a summer palette, I definitely think this could transfer to fall. I mean, you can wear any color whatever time of year you want to, but I definitely feel like this bottom row, especially right here, could definitely transfer to fall. So I really like that. And I love that there's a mixture of colors, of textures, of finishes. I just think that it's an overall great palette. Now this palette is currently, at the time that I'm filming this video, this palette is currently not in stock. And I don't know when it's going to be back in stock, but it is $52 if you would like to get it when it comes back in stock. It is $52, and I personally think that it's well worth your money. I think this is a great palette. I love the way that this look turned out, and I just love the blendability of these. It was so nice. They blended so beautifully, and I really didn't have to work hard at them at all. And I can say the wear time is amazing on them too, because I did film this video earlier today and I had these shadows on for about 7 to 8 hours, and when I got home they looked just as good as when I put them on. They really didn't fade, they didn't do anything, they looked just as good. So I mean, I really do think that this is worth your money, and I will be the first one to say that I do not like all the products that Kylie Cosmetics has come out with. I don't really like all their liquid lipsticks. I think some of them are patchy, some of them are super drying, and I just think that the liquid lipsticks in general are just kind of inconsistent, especially at first. But I do think that this palette is really great. Now this is the only Kylie Cosmetics palette that I have and have tried out, so I can't really compare it to anything else, but I really like this one. It's very pretty. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I loved doing this review. This is the first review that I've done on my channel, and I can't wait to do even more. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! I like it. Like my foundation didn't cover there. That's the wrong color. I didn't do the wrong color. Now, I will say, I hope you enjoyed.